Welcome students. Today we are going to revise total three chapters, and this is a quick revision. Okay, first one is matter, second one is force and friction, and the third one that is simple machine. Simple machine is already discussed in actually previous exam. Okay, so I just today we are going to quick revise on these chapters. Okay, so first one is actually matter. Okay, so first of all, actually key points are what is matter, actually what do you mean by matter, and there are total three types of matter. So you have to know about these three types of matter, that means solid, okay, liquid, and also gas. And then you have to know about what are the properties of solid, liquid, and gas, and the distinction or the comparison between solid, liquid, and gas also. So first one is actually what is matter. Simply you can say that matter means matter is specifically matter is the object, we can say, that has mass and also that occupy some space. Okay, so this type of object is called matter, such as book, pen, pencil, etc. These are the examples of matter. Whereas if you take an example like air, this is also matter. Okay, pen, pencil, etc. These are the examples of matter. But if you take an example that is light, okay, sound, so these are the energy. These quantities actually do not have any specified mass, or they do not actually occupy any space. That is why light, sound, these are this is not a matter. These are the not a matter. So this is the basic difference between a matter and a non-matter substance. Okay, and there are total three types of matter, that is first one is solid, second one is liquid, and the third one is gas. Okay, and the space that is occupied by any matter, that is called basically volume. Okay, and what is matter? Matter is basically the quantity, okay, that is present on the particular matter. Okay, and you can say that actually matter is a scalar quantity also. That means matter does not depend on any direction, it has only magnitude. Okay, and here you just discuss about three types of matter, that is solid, liquid, and gas, and the characteristics of solid, liquid, and gas or shape size depends upon some factors. That is, one is basically important factor, that is intermolecular space, and the next one is actually intermolecular intermolecular force. So now the first term is intermolecular space. Actually intermolecular space means the space between two atoms or two molecules. Okay, this is called intermolecular space. And what is intermolecular force? That is particularly the force of attraction between two atoms or two molecules is called intermolecular force. And for solid, actually intermolecular space is very low, whereas intermolecular force is very high for a solid material or solid matter. That is why solid has a perfect shape, size, volume also. Okay, but if you think about liquid and gas, then for liquid actually intermolecular space is more than solid, and if you think about gas, then intermolecular space for gas is more than solid and liquid also. Whereas intermolecular force basically for solid is very high, for liquid it is very medium, or you can, if you can think actually about gas, then intermolecular force is very low. So this is the basic difference between solid, liquid and gas. That is why you can also say that for solid it has a perfect shape, size, volume also, whereas if you think about liquid, then it has only volume but it has no shape, size. And similarly if you think about gas, so it has no shape, size and also no volume. And due to this reason you can also say that for solid case actually solid have many free surfaces, whereas liquid have only one. These have actually many free surface, whereas free surface. And whereas you can, if you can think about liquid, then it has only one. Okay, only one free surface. And if you think for gas, this has no free surface. Okay, so this is basically due to intermolecular space and also intermolecular force. Okay, now we move that the next one, that is there are several number of actually points also, that is characteristics of solid. If you think about suppose fluidity, then you can say that solid, liquid and gas, that means these are called liquid and gas, this is called fluids. Why? Actually they can easily flow, but whereas solid can't flow. Okay, solid is a rigid body, so solid cannot flow, whereas liquids and gases can easily flow. Gases actually flow easily in all direction. The molecules of the gases are moving in all possible direction. Okay, and if you think about actually compressibility, then generally for solid case it is not compressible. Okay, whereas for liquids it is slightly compressible, and whereas for gas it is highly compressible. Okay, so these are the actually basic difference, or you can say that these are the comparison, okay, between solid and liquid and gas also. So already this portion already I discussed already in the previous class also. So today we are just going to revise a little bit. Okay, now we move our next chapter, that is force and friction. Okay, so we move our next part, that is force and friction. So first question is, what is force and what is friction? Okay, basically if you think about force at first, this is basically a vector quantity, that means it has both magnitude and direction. Or you just can say that force is a push or pull. Okay, if you apply a force on a body, then the body can move in any direction, or the shape or size of the body can be changed. Okay, or a force can also move a stationary object also. A force can stop a moving object, or you can say that a force can change also the direction of moving object. So these are the actually effects of force. So it is basically push or pull. Okay, and what is the SI unit of force? You can say simply Newton if you take actually absolute unit. Okay, and CGS unit of force is simply dyne. Okay, whereas if you take gravitational unit, then SI unit is actually KGF and CGS unit is GF. And you actually know about the relation with Newton and KGF. Okay, simply you can take 1 Newton is equal to 9.8 kgf, okay, or 10 kgf. Or you can take 1 kgf is equal to 1000 gf also. Okay, or if you think about for CGS system, then 1 gf is equal to, you take 90 980, sorry, this is 1 dyne I think. So wait, so this is not GF, simply you can take this is 1 dyne. Okay, so this is 980 GF. So these are the relations between CGS or SI system, or you can take gravitational unit with absolute unit of a force. And now we move our next portion, that is actually types of force. Basically there are actually, in general form, there are two types of force. Okay, first one is actually contact force and another one is non-contact force. Okay, just you take types of force. Okay, so if you think, just take types of force, and here we take two types of force. One is contact force and another one is actually non-contact force. Now the question is, what is contact force and what is non-contact force? Okay, contact force, basically actually contact force act between two bodies. Okay, when they are in contact, simply they are actually, they are in touch with each other. But if the force, any type of force is act between two bodies but without any contact, then this type of force is called non-contact force. And what is the actually different examples of contact force? Here you can take, for contact force you can take tension force, okay, and normal force you take, and you also take friction force, that is in your syllabus. But for non-contact force, actually you take gravitational force, okay, gravitational, electrostatic, magnetic also, okay, electrostatic, and etc. Now the, you can easily say that if you think about gravitational or electrostatic or magnetic, this type of force, these type of forces are called non-contact force. That means these forces are actually act with two bodies from some difference. Okay, but if you think about tension, normal force, and also think about friction force, they are always act when the two bodies are in contact. Now the question is, and also for, you can take contact force, muscular force is one example of contact force. Okay, and basically actually we move to our next topic, that is contact force. Okay, so first of all we just discuss about friction force. What do you mean by friction force? Actually you just think about what do you mean by friction force. Okay. Friction force means actually when one body is moved or try to move with another body, or when if you take one surface and a body, rough surface, and if you take any other object on the surface of the table or the object, and you just apply a force and the body is moved in any direction or body try to move. Okay, in this case actually friction force occurs between, or friction force rise between two point surface. Actually one is the below surface and the above surface, and always this force acts in the opposite direction of motion. That means in this direction, if body is moved from O to A in this direction, then friction force actually arise in direction, if this is CD direction. Okay, so CD is the direction of friction, this is the direction of friction, whereas OA is the direction of motion, direction of motion. And already I think all of you know actually what are the factors on which friction depends. Friction depends only, actually first one is the weight of the body, okay, and the second one is actually nature of the surface on which the body moves. That means roughness of the surface. If roughness is very high, then friction force also high. Okay, but if you take, also if you take too heavy body, then also friction force is high. So that means friction force is directly proportional to the weight of the body and the roughness. Okay, and if you think about actually non-contact force, basically what are the here, I can take actually non-contact force, gravitational, electrostatic, and also you can take magnetic also. Okay, So these are the non-contact force. And what are the actually example, or what are the definition of these forces? Basically, gravitational force means force act between two different body which have mass, and electrostatic means actually force between two charged body or one charged and one uncharged body. And what is magnetic force? That means the force of attraction between two magnet or one magnet and one magnetic substance also. Okay. And also friction are total three types. Okay, you can take, one is static, and the second one is actually kinetic. And also, if you think this type of, actually just you say two types, static and kinetic. And static also divided into two segment, one is sliding and another one is actually rolling friction. Okay. And there are some advantage and some disadvantage of this friction. Okay, already this is discussed in three previous class also. Okay, so we just move our next chapter, that is actually simple machine. Okay, so already what is the meaning of simple machine? Okay, what is the meaning of simple machine? Actually, simple machine means, actually machine means actually that is generally used to reduce our hard work. Okay, and we can say machine makes our work very easier. Okay, so if you think about different types of machines, then we can take different examples. Okay, like if you think about, suppose, spoon. Okay, this is also machine. Bottle opener, this is also machine. Okay, also you can think about car. Okay, cycle. These are all things are machine. But what is simple machine? Okay, and what is compound machine? Sorry, complex machine. Actually, simple machine actually basically that the particular machine. Okay, this is actually divided into just, okay, total. At first, before discussing the types of simple machine, we just going to what are the functions of the machine. Basically, if we use simple machine, okay, so simple machines means actually we just think about the tools, that is spoon, okay, knives, hammers. These are called simple machines. Okay, that means they have actually just few or no moving part. Whereas if you think about complex machine, then just you can take screw machine, okay, cars. These are the examples of complex machine. Whereas you can actually see that the complex machines have different types of moving parts. Okay, so this is the basic difference between simple and complex machine. Now the what are the functions of machines? Basically, it is used to change the magnitude of applied force and also change the direction of applied force. Okay, and here you have to know about some terms, that is mechanical advantage, and another one you can take efficiency also. Okay, and also you have to know about what is actually uh, different. We have to know about different types of simple machines also and their brief discussion. Okay, so first one is actually what is mechanical advantage. It is basically the ratio of load to effort. Okay, that means mechanical advantage is equal to load upon effort. You can say L upon E, load upon effort. Okay, if load is actually more than effort, then you get mechanical advantage is greater than 1. If load is less than effort, that means mechanical advantage is less than 1. And if load is equal to effort, then mechanical advantage is equal to 1. Okay, whereas if you think about actually efficiency means the ratio of output energy to input energy of a machine. Okay, suppose if you give an energy to a machine and you get back or you get feedback same energy, then you can think that the efficiency of machine is 100%. Suppose energy, that means joule. Okay, if you apply 100 joule to a machine and you get 100 joule as a feedback, then you can say that efficiency is 100%. But for maximum case, actually we can't get this type of machines. Okay, always efficiency is equal to, you can take, actually you can take for efficiency is equal to output energy, okay, divided by input energy. If you find out in percentage, then you just multiply 100 and you get percentage. So always you think that output energy is always less than input energy. That means efficiency of a simple machine is always less than 100%. Why? Because actually due to friction and due to other resistive force, some energy is lost in the form of, sometimes it may be light, sometimes it may be heat also. Okay, so for this case we cannot get 100% efficient machine. Okay, now we just move some different simple machines. First one is actually lever, and so here you just think about three types of, or three class lever. Okay, class 1 lever, class 2 lever, and also class 3 lever. Already this part already I discussed. Okay, so you just we just remember this. Okay, and what is actually for these three types of lever, you just remember where is the position of load, where is the position of effort, and where is the position of fulcrum point. Okay, and here you have to know about the principle of a machine. Okay, or that means principle of a lever. Okay, load into load arm is equal to, simply you can say load into load arm is equal to effort into effort arm. Now the question is actually what is load arm, and another one is what is effort arm. Simply load means that is actually that is applied to a body. Okay, and to do this work, actually if you apply any body any force, that is actually effort. Okay, so what is load arm? Actually load arm means actually the distance between load point and fulcrum is called load arm, and the effort arm, the distance between applied effort and actually fulcrum, this is called effort arm. So just think about three types of lever, and what are the positions of load, effort, and fulcrum also, and what are their mechanical advantage also, and you have to remember different types of examples, actually examples of class 1, 2, and 3 lever. Okay, now we move our next one, that is I just at first write inclined plane, and the next one is wedge. Okay, and next one is screw, and 5, that is pulley. Okay, it has also two types of first one is single fixed and another one is single movable, and the last one, that is wheel and axle arrangement. Okay, now the question is what is inclined plane. Okay, these all are actually simple machines. What is inclined plane? Inclined plane is a rigid sloping surface over which heavy loads can be raised or lowered to a certain height or depth. Okay, so if you use any inclined plane, then we can easily raise a heavy load through this inclined plane to a certain height, and also we can actually we can lower a body. Okay, a heavy body with this inclined plane. Okay, and always you can think the mechanical advantage of inclined plane is always greater than 1. Okay, because here mechanical advantage means it is the ratio of inclined surface to vertical height. Okay, and for this case inclined surface is always greater than the vertical height, that is why always mechanical advantage is greater than 1. That means it's behave like a force multiplier. Okay, now the question is what is screw. Okay, or what is wedge. First of all, wedge means wedge is a double inclined plane such that two sloping surface taper to form a sharp edge. Okay, So this is the simple block diagram of inclined plane, and whereas wedge means actually this is your, sorry, just wait just a minute. Just here you can take like this. Okay, this is the simple block diagram of wedge. Whereas screw, okay, screw is a cylindrical rod marked with winding spiral, okay, edge through thread, that is called thread also. Okay, so and what is pulley? Pulley is a fixed or moving, okay, wheel. Okay, pulley is a wheel or circular disc that can rotate freely about a fixed point. Okay, sometimes it may be single fixed or sometimes it may be single movable. Okay, when you think about single fixed pulley, then it has a fixed axis of rotation, whereas if you think about single movable pulley, then its axis of rotation is not fixed. And for wheel axle arrangement, you can take that a wheel axle arrangement consists of a wheel attached to a rod called axle. Okay, and such that when wheel is made to rotate, then wheel axle also rotate. Example, steering, okay, spindle tab, etc. And also when all of you or we just use different types of simple machines to do hard work more easily, then we have to take care of machines. Okay, like machines should be kept in a clean environment. Okay, when not in use, machines should be kept covered, prevent the collection of dust. Machines made of iron should be protected from rust, and also you have to take care of different types of machines. So this is the simple gist about actually simple machines. So today this is the end. Okay, today we just quickly revise total 3 chapters, that is first one is matter, second one is force and friction, and the third one, that is simple machine. Okay, thank you.